We've gotten to know our solar system fairly well by this point. But in reality, the further we travel from Earth, the more uncertain we get. Again, there are cosmic facts we can be confident of, such as the presence of other solar systems and galaxies, as well as black holes and rogue planets, and that everything is expanding outwards. The details, however, gradually fade as we go further out, which is why most individuals with even a passing interest in space and the cosmos would likely agree that it would be seriously fascinating if we could travel out of the solar system and into deep space ourselves. Today we're answering the amazing question: did Japan recently invent a way for us to travel into deep space one day? Despite our achievements, we are still in the very early phases of long-distance spaceflight. But there is reason to be optimistic, especially given recent events in Japan. The Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, or JAXA, has announced the successful launch of a rotating detonation engine, or RDE, into orbit. Many organizations, including NASA and the United States Navy, have already experimented with these engine designs in the far future world of space engineering. However, JAXA's test run is the world's first of its sort. It's the first time anyone has properly seen whether RDEs can work. So, what exactly is an RDE? Simply put, it's a machine that runs on a series of well-timed explosions. These explosions pursue each other through a specifically made, ringed component of the engine itself, continually feeding forth the energy and push that's needed for a machine to go, and hopefully go fast. What's important to note is that while there is the potential for enormous amounts of power here, it's been estimated that an RDE could be up to 25% more efficient than traditional rocket engines, which naturally means that they should run off much less fuel in theory, be cheaper to use, and have a lower environmental impact. As a result, it's a win-win situation for spaceship designers. Thankfully, the JAXA test run went off without a hitch, and despite the fact that its scope was limited to only a few seconds of actual RDE use, scientists in Japan and around the world were encouraged by the fact that everything worked and nothing blew up. Following the successful launch, JAXA noted the various potential benefits of RDE, including the ability to make future spacecraft lighter, which would increase their efficiency even further. The technology is still in its infancy, but there is genuine hope that it will become the standard before the end of the 2020s, which may be fantastic news if you want to see interstellar exploration anytime soon. But once again, we shouldn't get too carried away. For one thing, if something goes wrong with the technology, engineers and scientists may eventually conclude that RDEs aren't the way to go. However, even if every space agency on the planet converted to RDE tomorrow, there is still a long way to go before actual humans are strapped in for long-distance interstellar journeys. That's because there would still be a slew of other issues to address, not the least of which would be how to assure the long-term survival of a long-distance crew both during the voyage and upon arrival to whichever alien world it's bound for. Indeed, at this early point, it's unclear how fast an RDE could travel, which is why we should likely plan for the technology to be used to send uncrewed probes on their way instead, as well as AI missions that could take decades to complete. Nonetheless, confidently dropping out of the solar system would be a significant step forward. So, where may these futuristic ships be heading? Not sure? During the first few voyages, we'd stick close to home, investigating the applications of RDEs during travels to Mars, Venus, or the asteroid belt. However, given that the Alpha Centauri system is the next nearest grouping of stars and planets to our own, it may be the most logical next stop. Even if we were positive that life lived somewhere far away, we'd have no way of physically delivering anything there right now. Should RDEs, on the other hand, vastly improve our travel options? Should they, on the other hand, encourage even more invention in space engineering, so that distances may one day feel considerably shorter? That is why the news from JAXA is so significant. We are now more sure than ever that RDEs will work. They're no longer just a theoretical possibility. And this might herald a new era in space exploration. And that is what Japan may have just invented: how to get into outer space one day. Like this video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you in the next video.